Amazing. The Borbs are developing new technology all the time. It's fascinating. The emote. Oh, that is right, because they are bespoke objects. And that's really funny. But happy Friday. Happy Valentine's Day Eve. I finally have enough points. Hold on. What are you going for? Grabs grips. Art. Do you have like okay? Congrats on the board if I can. Do you have visual reference of your rock golem, Sona? I can probably figure something out, but yes, it's my Steam icon. Okay. When you get a chance, go ahead and pass me that like visual, and I'll draw a rock and you're done. But you know, I'll get to work on that after I finish this one up. Actually, like probably at the very least Tuesday, because I imagine I'm probably gonna be working on this for like another week or so. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to draw an orb. Yours is gonna be like actually like kind of orbish.
Where the rats?
TFW, you want to show off a Victor trusted friends but can't because it is not stream safe in the slightest. In fact, it's stream unsafe.
I mean, it presumably it is not safe for work. I think that's the implication of those series of words. But yeah, I mean, like for me, like friends send me kind of like not safe for work / adult stuff all the time, and I never view it as like I never view it from the context of like sexual, like, you know. For me, it's never like horny. Usually it's just like, oh, hey, look at the art, you know. Sent? All right, perfect. We're gonna have a rock orb. No pressure, but will probably become my new Steam Discord profile pic. All right, no pressure. I'm kidding. It'll honestly be like probably like it'll be a good excuse to do some texture practice for like harder surfaces. If you're really fine with seeing it, I consider it after stream as the art is really nice. Like the line work is amazingly done, plus the small details are great. Sure, I'd be down to see it. Like I said, I don't, you know. It's weird. Like if someone's sending me something suggestive, like I'm not like, oh, it's like, oh, this is hot. I'm just like, the work here is good, you know. Maybe that's the deep artist energy, you know, baked into my body now because of the whole like learning how to do art thing. At last, my commission was done today. What commission? I'm assuming based on the frequency of your commissions that it's probably something big and round. Guess what leasing company is getting sent to the email dimension? Is your leasing company trying to start shit again? And now I have yet another round bird. Called it. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? I love young people. This specifically said PNG tuber. Oh. Big and round, but in parentheses, chatty. One of my comments should be done before Sunday. I'll be honest with you, like, the idea of, like, having any, like, I'm like... And maybe it's just because, like, I work, like, I have a day job, where I'm, like, the prospect of, like, doing commissions is kind of scary because I'm like, oh, you know, I don't necessarily know that I would be able to like, oh, like hey, here's my here's the progress on the thing that I was working on. I'd be able to provide like progress updates, but I wouldn't be able to provide like. It's scary if there's a deadline. Yeah. My apartment was not immaculate, I won't lie. I thought that the pest treatment was done. I've informed them that I'm retaining my rights to 24 hours of notice before entry. Also, they don't understand that I have a post 1 hour clean sprint videos. Did they just like barge into your apartment? Because like that's definitely pretty weird. The video is immaculate. Immaculate as in like not made for humans, or immaculate as in that is primarily a joke. Without flaw? Is that what immaculate means? I always kind of like the part of my brain that like tries to break down words into like constituent, you know, elements and like the etymological roots of words. Definitely biff that one then. Spotlessly clean, or having or containing no flaw or error, or having no stain or blemish, pure, or having no colored spots or marks in botany or zoology. Okay. Uh-oh, it's... Uh-oh, what? What? I'm not dropping any frames. I'm trying to do some notes, but I can feel myself getting cross-eyed from hunger. Go eat then. We'll go and burp saying, "Glad I was sweet bean." Sneak a tap boop the beak. All right. First of all, how dare you? Second of all, get Borbs. Get him. Welcome on, Marms. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Starky and Lurk's gonna be doing some modeling while you lurk. Heck yeah. I did not realize that you were a modeler. I'm assuming 3D models.
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
Latin and not maculatus, spotted, defiled.
I am Burb. But you know, we're just chilling. I'm working on... I fucking hate the way the hand's looking. Just I think these lines here are too thin, like compared to the lines around them. But yeah, hopefully everyone else's week's been going good. Anyone got anything fun planned for the weekend? I'm gonna be going to IKEA, I guess, is gonna be my fun thing. What's up, Crisp?
For those uninitiated, we have autism on the etymological level.
Daddy's home. Welcome on in, Gwim. Gwim. With an I. How you doing? How are you doing? Can we get a shout out for Houndgrim? Early Lunar New Year party? That's fair. The plan is packing up my apartment for the movers on the 20th. Oh yeah, that's right. You're moving, aren't you? Do not. Gweem. Get shout out, nerd. All right. But, you know, currently just I'm planning on going to a Japanese restaurant tomorrow and then doing some IKEA stuff. Back in the falconry hood with you. You know, I'm not going to IKEA because like I'm planning on moving myself shortly here, at some point this year. And IKEA is just like, I don't know. Like I feel like I wouldn't want to pick up any furniture right now. I have a D&D tomorrow because my group is either single or jaded. Something random about you say random about how dogs are greater than birds. All right. All right, I can cook with this. You see, dogs have many a trait they share in common with birds, being silly creatures, being adorable. But you know, dogs have some more appealing traits. For example, dogs are significantly more subservient than your average birds. Birds are, you know, self-determined, whereas dogs were specifically bred to listen to their owners slash masters, and of course, you know. As such, they're more profoundly affectionate, and they express the affection in a way that's more, you know, familiar to humans. Whereas birds, you know, are more mysterious, they provide more mystique, you know. And of course, birds, you know, in their silliness. Refund him. Big birds can be subservient. Would it be funny if Starky brought the IKEA furniture? Call the fire department. I'm putting this bird in the deep fryer. Birds can be subservient. You can be subservient, Sloan. Can birds lick you like a dog does? No. For birds, their tongue is kind of like a finger. Listen, all I'm saying, subservience is a good attribute for dogs. I mean, there's also Zeph. Can't believe the scarecrow in a shaking go called me the subservient. Starky spoke no lies. Oh, so birds would finger you, not lick you? Yeah, yes. Yes, but also, don't be weird about it. But no, listen, you provided the prompt, I get to determine where the prompt goes. As someone who's quite dog adjacent fits the bill, yes, dogs can be quite subservient. You know, if the collar fits, you must acquit. You open the weird door. I mean, listen, what do you want from me? Starky, something weird happened? What happened? What happened? I mean, most of the time, birds will bite you with the beak instead of their tongue. Yeah, don't... Because, like, well, here's the thing. Like, the bot... Wait, did the bot break? No, the bot's working. Oh, wait, did it put a song in that you weren't looking for? Here, let me remove that. But no. I don't know why you're acting like you're acting like being submissive and subservient is like intrinsically a bad thing. That's homophobic. I mean, do you really need to elaborate submissive birds? I mean, we've been over this, Zeph. You're a brat. Well, I'm realizing now, between Zeph and now Grim, and like I got a lot of brats in this community, and I don't know how to feel about that. Look, I get that I'm incredibly henchman coded, but like,
Rats, where rats, where the rats.
He'll show you submissive and subservience pants grab.
I mean, go for it. I have an appointment with my med provider yesterday. Today, I'm pretty sure I need to up my ADHD meds. Listen, Kilo, you can be mad all you want, but I'm right. I'm correct. I'm correct that I somehow have fucking brat magnetism. Whose pants are you grabbing and which side is the situation? Yeah, that's kind of where I'm like, You know, this could still very much be brat coded behavior. I wake up mad, I go to bed mad. British food will do that to you. It'll do that to you. It'll do that to the best of us. Starky, if we meet, you will not survive. Screaming. I mean, I'm so sorry. Am I pet coded? Yes, but you give more cat boy energy than dog boy energy. You're more complainy, like, yeah, like you want to do your own thing until like, you know, it's here, like, it's been 3 months of rain. Starky, you are brat magnetism. You mean dad energy? Shit. Is that what that means? Is that what meant this whole fucking time? Oh god. Hold up, I need to reset my fucking center model. Starky is daddy. I mean, at this point, I'm like, I'll just live with it. Not even 30 yet, and you're getting the daddy accusations. Yeah, it's fucking wild. Because to some degree, I guess it is like the concept of like daddy is not a number; it's a state of mind. Welcome on in, Javi. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Give it a shout for winged fatty links. Starky's unk, not daddy. I mean, what's the difference between the two? And people have kids when they're 20. You've yet to see me when I'm pledged my loyalty as a dog nut. I promise I'm 100% dog boy at that point. That's fair. That makes sense. Up until that point, you're very cat-coded, though. Javi, have you... Don't mind me watching this conversation. Kasai, you aren't free of it either. You absolutely have brat energy. Based on what we know about you, based on what you've said, you 100% have brat energy. Mr. listens to fucking praise-based ASMR to fall asleep.
Fun fact, if you want to meet Jesus, just put Christmas music in the queue.
Then how many mods are brats? Most, unfortunately. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how this happened, but most of my mods are brats. In a way that's like really, really funny, honestly. You picked them? I did do that. I didn't know y'all were brats when I was picking ya. You for sure know Swariel. Yeah, no. To be fair, Swariel was supposed to be the token gremlin mod, and then it turns out y'all are gremlins. You don't have any evidence to indicate that I'm a brat. We've been over this. You have normal feelings about Scylla. You like the part of Slay the Princess where she steps on you to death. You listen to praise-based ASMR to go to sleep. You're into hypnosis. Brat behavior. I will read you for filth. Do not fucking test me.
Wretch, wretch.
Where's the bigger brat, Zephyr?
So Starky, how funny would it be to have a D&D bard character that is cursed to always, without fail, have a run-in with dragons, like all dragons will be infatuated by this character specifically?
I actually have an idea for a bard character I want to run at some point. The setup is he's a classic bard who flirts with everything that moves, except he's incredibly asexual and he was just raised by a circus of swingers. Like sexual swingers. And so he doesn't realize that's not like he doesn't realize that he's flirting. He thinks every conversation is just like that's just how you're supposed to interact with people. He habitually flirts, and every time he succeeds, he's like, shit, how does this keep fucking happening? I want to run this bard so fucking bad. You have no idea. Welcome on in, Ashroll. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Can we shout out for Ashroll?
Wretch, wretch. We're the wretch.
Because chat decided to bully me, I am requesting you show off a picture to scare chat.
You hold no power here, Zeph. But how you doing, Ashel? Good to have you. I have a bunch of character ideas, to be fair. I want to run I want to run a wild magic sorcerer who's flavored as a reality coder. And every time the wild magic goes off, it's like it's like a bizarre bug. Zeph did make this poll, and he's losing the fuck out of it. Send the image. No, I can't show this to chat. I can't show this to chat. Everyone will fucking panic close the stream. I want a magic 8-ball warlock. I can't show this. Here, I'll show it to you for like exactly one frame. There it goes. I couldn't be a mod, I behave. I mean, to be fair, behaving mods are important too. The best part about that is at any point if chat pisses me off, I just... Oh, shit. Wait, do I need to have it active? Oh, I can't have it minimized. So you act like that is scary. What is wrong with an application form? I'm pretty sure it's for a job. The joke is that people who are on Twitch are also unemployed. Also, have you fucking seen the job market? Job market's just fucked, man. Your mods keep timing me out over demanding Monokuma pop picks. You've been timed out like once. Usually it's like usually we're just threatening you, so that way you don't get too activated. Get a job. I start a new job next week. I've been throwing some job applications out there. It's anyone got any like desire to have a software designer in Chicago? Any software positions open in Chicago? Just saying the streamer doesn't mean I'm unemployed. Well, I am unemployed, but not because I'm a streamer. I am terribly employed. I'm employed and it's terrible. Welcome on to Resmark. Glad to be a Sweet Bean. Job market's dog shit. I can't afford to go back to school. Capitalism is dying, so like, you know. We just got to keep surviving. Starky Stark poking in before work. Thank you for stopping by, you sweet bean. Starky, you should be paid to be an awesome bird on the internet. I mean, I am. I'm just like not paid like a wage I would feel comfortable living on. Like, don't get me wrong, I am making money, although like it's never like it's not the reason that I do stream. I was about to say, it's like, this is the fucking chain smokers. Which one of you motherfuckers put closer in? And I was like, okay, good. I think it's an interesting process. If I could, I would like to work as a translator. It definitely seems like fun for sure. Luckily, I should be going back to work next month. Nice. Should be paid more then. I suppose that's fair. I mean, okay. So the thing with me and Twitch is that like I use Twitch not as a media platform, but as a social media platform. And I think that that's where... Welcome on in, Werebear. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I think that that's where Twitch is better. Like, I would... like, if I'm just here to be entertained, I actually don't think... I'm not huge on Twitch. I'm here to be... Like, I'm here to make friends and also be entertained. But welcome on in, Werebear. Glad to have you. How you holding up?
We're rats. We're the rats.
Starky streams because he has a fetish for dealing with people who rot his brain with stuff like 67, Buddy Holly, and mayonnaise. This is pretty much euphoria for him since we constantly make up new bits for him to cringe at.
Doing alright, just working on big, large creatures? Heck yeah. We do have many a big, large creature in here now. What about yourself? I'm doing okay. It is Friday, so I'm kind of recovering from the work week. I'm chilling. I'm working on some art, which I think I'm doing a relatively good job. I'm like, some of the line weights are like a little inconsistent. To some degree, this is me trying to like better practice line weights and stuff like that, but all things considered, I think it's looking relatively good so far. But yeah, I'm excited. I think it's turning out really, really well. This is a give piece, so I'm trying to make sure it looks good. I actually did. I threw a job out there, and I'm pretty sure that the company lied on their job application form, because they're like, yeah, we're you know, because I was looking at all the job listings, and they're like, yeah, we need a software designer for like C sharp or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And then they reached out to me like Wednesday, and they're like, yeah, we're an AI company. And I'm like, you did not list that on your you did not list that on your job form. I'm still gonna reach out to be like, hey, what exactly do you want me to do? Because I ain't fucking touching your AI bullshit. If you want me to work on underlying tools, I might be considered. Like, I might consider it, but... Who did it? Who did it? Which one of you motherfuckers did it? Slowed Panda! Moderators? Deflate Slowed Panda for 69 seconds. All right, Cam, that one's getting nuked. I hate. Well, because it's also just like kids music. Welcome on and say you're glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Balloon deflating noise. Hold up. Wait, what? No, wait. Yeah. No, this is not the correct one. But hopefully you're doing well, Segir. Actual sound of the moderators getting to Slowed Panda for this. Wait, what's wrong with the song Slow Panda added? It's All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's the bardcore version of All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's fucking February. That's looking for more. Oh yeah, the like, hold up. Starky, you made a new password. Slowday is pretty good at generating new passwords. I like flustering friends and getting them to generate passwords for me. I am realizing something that I kind of biffed on the arms, is I didn't draw the fluff here.
Wretch, wretch, we're the wretch.
I find it amusing it was last session of D&D I had where we didn't share much backstory beforehand and everyone was slightly surprised with me taking the Oath of Vengeance as Paladin.
I've never done a Paladin. I'm gonna be honest with you, I find Paladin structures like unengaged, like disengaging. Maybe that's like, it's the sign I'm just like a chaotic player, but I'm like, I don't know. Does that look good? No, it looks like ass. But no. I love Paladin. So that my D&D got canceled today because Lunar New Year's around the corner. There's just like a lot of... Also, can we just... I'm a bit late on it, but can we get a shout out for Werebear? If you like my art, you'll love Werebears because he draws them much bigger and much better than I do. Listen, I haven't self-deprecated in a while. Let me have this. You can be chaotic as a paladin if you go lawful stupid. Hey, Bird, pick a number between 1 and 3 and a quantity of 5 or 10. I'm concerned. I'm gonna go with 1 and 5. Coward. I mean, you can call me a coward. I'm just being smart. Wow, you do go to art too. I'm definitely gaining more confidence in my art, but I still wouldn't necessarily say that my art's good. Hold up. Actually, I realized, because this is where the... Imagine having confidence in your work. Literally could never be me.
We're the wretch.
What's up, Chris?
D&D character concept. A warlock artificer who collects cursed items to keep the dozen of cursed items trying to possess him from unionizing, and they collectively form his warlock patron.
That's really good, actually. Oh, I have my final tier 4 game at my D&D before I leave. It was fun. We finally had one that was done in a single session. I played a Bard 20. He had a Great Sword of Sharpness and a Vorpal Greatsword when wielding the Vorpal Great... I ain't reading all that. I don't give two fucks about the numbers. For me, in D&D is about the role playing. But yeah, doing some muscle gut horse shenanigans. Nice. Got to celebrate the year of the horse. I will not be. The idea being a collective of power. I like the someone like there was an idea I saw that's like basically the protagonist has a variety, like he has multiple warlock patrons that are all extremely hot goddesses. But they're all vying for his soul, so he has to like carefully balance his affiliations so that way none of them can claim his soul directly. This is just the board from Control changed my mind. I've never played Control. I need to at some point. Like, this guy's obsessed with preserving magic items, but also has negotiate with a horde of magical consciousness just to keep himself in control. Control delete. Welcome on, Gigantic. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. It sounds like a harem anime. I think that like that is the setup. Is like you're basically you're playing a harem protagonist who has to like meaningfully balance the affections of a variety of different eldritch goddesses. And the character dies when he finally commits to one, and they get to claim his soul. And that's when the series ends. Hmm. I'm trying my best to like figure out this is I'm like there are certain mistakes I've made in the sketching phase, I'm realizing. There we go. Got the rig all done, so I'm head to bed. Have a lovely night, you sweet beans. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out. Congrats on making on finishing up the rig, and have a wonderful evening. There, but the streamer to shoutouts. Oh, perfect, thank you. But no, I need to give Control a playthrough at some point. I was just like I want to do more D&D. I actually have an idea for a campaign that I've talked about it a little bit. And by a little bit, I'm sure like anyone who's a regular here is like, oh god, he's talking about it again. Meanwhile, in one D&D game, Meanwhile, in one D&D game, my character is a kobold dogbull druid who is the pirate doctor on a pirate ship. His name, he's from an isolated island and knows something about the outside world. His name is Sniff, and he became a pirate to search for his twin brother. He vanished after doing the same to bring fortune to their people. His name is Snoff. Yeah, you gotta. There's got to be like the secret reveal of the third brother whose name is Snorf. Welcome on, 8th Wolf. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. There we go. Feeling lazy to cook might just gorge on delivery. I think it's fair to treat yourself every now and again. I have no ulterior motives. Definitely no ulterior motives to see Big or Bear. Permission to DM you something extra cursed, Starky? Go for it. Big Orb Bear. Big Orb Bear is also good. I need to work in practice on doing some TF stuff. While you're watching DA work on the goo gator. There's the Big Orb Bear. Is this fucking Dixon Dallas? I don't like country. Welcome on, Pippity. Glad to have you, sweet pea. Good show for Pippity. I hate country so much. I'm so sorry. Give it a minute. It's funny that I moved from country to different country that I actually like. I love TF. I have only one. I was a drop where it goes here. Well, I biffed it. I fucked it. Here. Oh wait, is this the guy who does truckers? The truckers hitch. I'll let him cook. I'll let him cook. No, this is Ilvis. It's terribly hypocritical of me for trying to practice. How's the art going? I think it's going okay. Admittedly, I'm currently losing my mind trying to figure out, like, line weights. So, I see people who do that does this Foxes for Truckers Hitch. Okay. But no, I think this is going okay so far. I give it, like, a 6, 5 out of 10. Yeah, I feel like I've heard this already. Yeah, I definitely have heard this. Wait, that's not right. There we go. The song was a big hit when I was... Yeah, it's like I've heard the song before. I'm very particular about the country music I listen to. Where I'm like, if you're gonna give me country, give me something like Poor Man's Poison, where like it needs to be like fundamentally like complaining about capitalism. Because it is the working man's music. Like it needs to be like complaining about the structural inequities that like destroy people's lives. Trace Adkin, notable veteran scammer. I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me. Welcome on, Doodle Den. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Like I love Poor Man's Poison because it's very much like, hey, here's this, you know, it's country about like the country living experience of like being forced to, you know, deal with structural iniquities. So I'm like, I'm all about that. I love like Dolly Parton, you know, working 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. You know, like that kind of stuff where it's very much like it actually feels like it was written for and by the working class, as opposed to whatever the fuck's going on with like. I can't remember. Is Keith Richards dead? I genuinely can't remember. I remember him being a shitty person, but I don't know if he's dead yet. I want to go ahead and put Keith Richards is still alive. God damn it. I mean, what the fuck? But no, I'm like, who cares? I don't know. When he dies, no one will miss him. I think that's like the biggest indictment of a life. Speaking of working class bangers. Cam, remember? Go ahead and give that one a try again, Mahusiv. I'm pretty sure that's not the song you want. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, you've done this exact same thing before, where you tried to look up the whatever song. Can I make a very TOS bonk-worthy joke? Go for it. And nobody misses when they die. I mean, yeah, like, unless they're... God. You know what? That you're not... To be fair, I don't even think people miss Charlie Kirk. I think they use him as... I think they use him as, like an inciting point. But I don't think anyone actually cares that he was even alive. Because the same people who are like, oh, don't speak ill of Charlie Kirk, are the ones who very clearly didn't actually listen to anything he said. But yeah, no. I'm very much over the like topical. I was never like, you know, because I grew up with a lot of country, but like as I listened to it, I'm like the lyrics, like you can tell if it's good country by listening to the lyrics. Fortunate Sons, good country, anti-war, very pro like the working class. Red Solo Cup, bad country. It's about drinking, I guess. Drinking and partying, who cares? So I'm like, you know. I sent you my Mayo streamer man. Mayo, I'm assuming he's just... So, Kase sent me this to show all of you. Suffice it to say, I won't be doing that. Welcome on, Subi. Glad to have you, sweet bean. What did Bratside send you this time? I don't fucking know. I am watching it. Pokemon, though, how you holding up? This video is very ice cream girl eating her own head coded. Curse is foiled by the thumbnail. To some degree, I'm like... Because I want to play Pizza Tower. The dev was an asshole. The dev actually seems to have turned over another leaf, so I'm like... I don't know.
Wretch.
I'm kind of waiting for him to release the next game to make sure that, like, it's not just, you know.
NGL, my roommate got me artisanal ketchup and low-key not Heinz tier ketchup is actually really good.
It's so funny because Heinz actually specifically went out of their way because people were committing like ketchup fraud, where like if you actually like they specifically like make it so that way like there's a little like ring on the outside. Here, let me see if I can find an image of it. But like they specifically match the sticker on the bottle. Link the ice cream commercial I was talking about. Jaren, I have that ice cream commercial as a redeem on the stream. I think it's like 1,000 something bits. I can't remember. Little Baby's ice cream. Yeah, it's on the stream. I can't remember how much it is. I think it's like 1,666, but it plays like the entire thing. Oh, do you? Yeah, no, it. I have a lot of like bit stuff set up. It's just like, you know, it very rarely sees play because I don't really advertise it because I'm like, I don't know. Would you eat Little Baby's ice cream? Probably not. Probably not. Hold up. Let me see if I can look up Heinz ketchup fraud. It's an actual fucking things. Let me see if I can find an image of a bottle. Where they're like, yeah, like, because people will just take the Heinz bottle and refill it with generic ketchup. And Heinz was like, yeah, okay, here it is. So what people were doing was they would take the Heinz, they would buy like a single shipment of Heinz. And then, they would take a single shipment of Heinz, and they specifically they added a step so that way like it was like a very, very specific color, and then they like so that way the color would match the sticker. So that way, like if it's like, oh, it's like you're not actually using Heinz, like you see on the right here, that the ketchup itself is darker than the sticker. That like this is their way of being like, oh, if you see that at a restaurant, they're committing ketchup fraud. And to be honest with you, I couldn't possibly give less of a shit because Heinz isn't even good ketchup. Oh, this song is a banger, but I also need to skip it because it has a jump scare in it. But no, it's I'm like, who fucking cares? It's ketchup. So I'm just like, you know. Nerd! Yeah, that's me. That's me talking to the Heinz corporation. How has it already been an hour? Also, we're about to run our first set of 3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off free, so people don't deal with the ads as soon as they join the stream. Feel free to go grab a snack or grab some hydration. We will be here when you come back. But no, like that is a thing Heinz did. Was they're like, yeah, we're combating ketchup fraud, which is the funniest fucking thing. Am I making the shirt too flimsy? Heinz Community Museum is in Pittsburgh is hilarious. Very corporate, but also very a fun museum. Visit when you have an extra day at AC. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I never have an extra day at AC. Is that Jaren from Neopets? I'm sorry. Jaren is a... I mean, it is a user named Jaren. And he is a big Neopets fan. Let's go with yes. There was actually someone recently who came by who was like, why did no one tell me that Jaren was hot? And I'm just like, we've had... like, we've had you as here as a regular for a hot minute, which I think is funny. Jaren was my first furry crush. Man, the naming conventions here are wild. It's literally the reason, the entire reason I exist today as I do. Girl, I've known this from day one and I didn't ever let go. I know I created a web of confusion. You did this. You did this to not just yourself, but to everyone around you. Canine Knight, yes. Wait, the Jaren? I mean, I know it's, that's why my persona is named Gaius. Because you are like a moderator for Neopets? Unclear. I know you do something for like Neopets forums. I really nearly took the name of Tormund. I didn't engage with Neopets a lot as a kid. I'm a moderator for the r/Neopets Discord fan run. Okay. I was because like I can't remember if this is like a bit or not, but I think I heard something about like the Neopets being like made by the IDF, and I'm just like, that's a wild thing to learn. Also, could I run the New York City fan meetup? No, completely false. Okay. I was like, that doesn't seem right. Which is why I like haven't mentioned it as like a thing. I'm like, that feels like false information. I do know that the IDF fucking apparently runs Raid Shadow Legends. Like that was a wild thing to learn about. I'm currently working on software to make fan run new fan content zines. What? No. Like Neopets is independent now. I'm working late because I'm a singer. But no, apparently the idea funds, like, in part funds itself using fucking Raid Shadow Legends. So if you needed even more reason not to play, like, a fuck-ass gotcha game, there you go. Correction, Raid Shadow Legends was made by a company that funds the... Oh! Okay. Are you talking about the Raid and, I thought you were talking about Raid and... No, Neopets? No. Okay, so it's not like they're one-to-one, but it is... It you know, there is that very, very clear, you know, link between the two. It's wild to me, like, Raid Shadow Legends... I've never seen fan art. I've never seen a single fan art of a single character from Raid Shadow Legends. I've seen fucking, like, it's always surprising that people would need a reason to not play a gacha game. Does Raid have characters? It advertises itself as having like fucking 200 of the damn things. I feel like there has, like, just statistically speaking, there has to be a furry character in Raid Shadow Legends. I thought that was Tanks. Raid Shadow Legends is a big hero MOBA. I think of War Thunder. As a gacha game, you'd think there'd at least be fan art of the characters, but no. Exactly! Fucking exactly! As a gacha game, it somehow doesn't have... Like, it somehow doesn't have a single piece of fucking fan art. I like, it... Too many sponsor trap games. I'll be honest with you, it's getting to the point where, like, I just assume that YouTube sponsors are, like, fucked up unless otherwise proven. Like I just assume that if you're sponsoring a YouTuber, your product sucks. Like, and that's like not like, oh, that's not like the, don't get me wrong, it's not the YouTuber's fault. It is very much the fault of like the very clear, you know, look at all the shit that was like, oh, you know, Raid Shadow Legends is extremely like aggressively monetized and addictive. Fucking BetterHelp was straight up emotionally abusing people to get them addicted to that. I'm like, every single time I'm like, you know, a sponsor who sells something great though, it's 100% worth your money. Welcome on Rexalot. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Dragon Rose Coffee, discount code StarkyMorph and Dragon Rose Coffee to get 10% off. Unironically, I was like, before I even signed up, I was like, I'm gonna buy a batch of the stuff myself just to make sure that the experience was good. And yeah, no, I without like, I did my research. I didn't even tell them like, hey, can you send me a sampler? I was literally just like, I'm just gonna buy it myself, to see what the experience is like, and it was genuinely really good. Highly recommend. Heartily recommend.
You have no idea what it
The fuck? Sexy. Is the coffee personally roasted by a dragon? It might be roasted by someone with a dragon sauna, so yes. I can personally say they make good coffee. A lot of the times I'm like, oh, like, you know, like if they're like, oh, like the wine has tasting notes of fucking cherry or whatever the fuck, I'm like, whatever, that, you know, that's dumb. It's not actually a thing. And then I actually tried the coffee and they're like, yeah, you could pretty reasonably taste it. It's not flavored. They just have like a really good single source setup. So like the flavors are like really intense in the coffee that they can provide. And I'm all for it. Because I'm a huge coffee head. Actually, so this song in particular, I have a redeem I want to set up for it. I feel like the song Running Up a Hill is now like trauma. I feel like this song, like Running Up the Hill. I feel like this song is absolutely going to be like it's gonna like you basically like rickroll people who enjoyed and watched Stranger Things now with it. I have a fun relationship with coffee. I love high quality blends and such, but I'm also a slut to just walk down the street from an apartment to Big B and getting white girl. There's nothing wrong with white girl coffee slop. You know, it's sometimes you're just in the mood for something sweet and coffee adjacent. And when that mood hits, I will get I'll get like a frozen coffee that's like caramel, whatever. My only attachment to Running Up the Hill is the avocado. Running on that hill. Do do do. Strange GPT. Yeah, my favorite person in existence. If I only could make a deal with God, 2 avocados, $10. Was this a song that existed? Because I know something like I know that it's not like nostalgia bait, but Stranger Things is very much like, hey, remember the 80s? Yes, it was okay. It's from the 80s.
wretch,
If only could make a deal with God.
Spoilers for
Two
Game of Thrones. The showrunners were cowards for killing
you say
none of
that's
the main
not very
characters.
good. I'd say, yeah, but you're God. Isn't money kind of beneath you? And he'd say it's the principle. And I'd say, yes. Do you want the avocados or not? I mean, Stranger Things. The fucked up thing is, like, apparently a bunch of the actors, actually, like they were good child actors, and then as they got older, they got significantly worse. I feel like that's like the first people that you kill off. You're like, oh, like, you know, you're like, they were a good child actor, but they've kind of rested on their laurels and not improved meaningfully. So anyways, here's your character in the middle of a blender. And oops, Demogorgon turned the blender on. Also, welcome on in, Big O. Glad to have you, sweetie. You get a show for Big O Lux, right? I feel like the combination of too many characters and some of the actors getting worse as time goes on is especially in a show where people die a lot. I feel like those two problems take care of each other, right? I wish Starky would throw me in a blender. If I only could throw Slow Panda into a blender. I hate the weird Remember Big Song super power fight music they did with this. Master of Puppets and other songs. I'm gonna be honest with you. Anything that references a Metallica song, kind of lame. Kind of lame in the modern day and age. Especially after the bullshit that Metallica pulled. Fuck Metallica. Who's Metallica? Exactly. I still don't know how the fuck to draw furry pecs. Oh, what did Metallica do? Metallica is the reason that DMCA is the way that it is. Like the current structure of DMCA is because of Metallica. Oh, boo. Welcome on, Shin. I'm glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Arguably, it's because of Sony. Sony Bono Metallica took advantage of how dogshit the law is. I mean, yeah, but it's like... It's kind of in the same... It's the same thing as what happened with Hulk Hogan and his lawsuit against Gawker. Which, fun fact, I actually learned that apparently Gawker was like one of the first publications that was really reporting on the Peter Thiel bullshit. So Hulk Hogan is to some degree at fault for the current state of the world. Rest in piss, you miserable fuck. No one will miss these people when they're gone. Who's Hulk Hogan? He was a wrestler who was an asshole. Also, he got a bunch of people's like health care removed, like a bunch of professional wrestlers, the people who wrestle full time as their job and who potentially could get really, really fucked up and hurt at their job, and he got their health care removed. Fuck Hulk Hogan as a wrestling fan. I have essays about that motherfucker. Oh, that sounds evil. Yep, and also Vince McMahon is also in there in terms of people that will not be missed when they die. Not a tear will be shed in their passing. Wow, Starky knows about wrestling? I mean, here's the thing. I do think wrestling commissions are hot. I'll be honest about that. Like, I would like to get some more stuff done with that.
Rats. We're the rats.
Outside of Metallica, what other bands are complete sellouts whose past selves would hate them?
Eminem, Snoop Dogg, both come to mind. Nicki Minaj are all shitty people. You should probably not listen to their music. Some wrestling parts are hot, yeah. I'm not the kind of person where I'm like, there are some people who are like where they're like, yes, like, I want you to violently punch my Sona in the gut. I'm like, that's a touch far for me, but like, Johnny Rotten was also a dick, but to have MAGA Punk sing with the Ramones, the Ramones. I'm not a fucking weeb. Wrestling moves to punish bigots. Half of the Ramones decide to be extreme right wing. Money will do that to a motherfucker. At the same time, big and around in wrestling outfits. Old Eminem would absolutely call out modern Eminem solo with the stuff like the Fortnite collab. Oh, 100%. 100%. I know Eminem has been heavily pushing for gun reform, and it seems less shitty in the past. You have to remember, it more or less, it's like his most recent album was just like extremely mediocre and was very much like punching down. Where I'm like, I don't know about this, man. You kind of seem like a fucking has-been. Fun fact, iDevs became the very thing he hated as a content creator. That happened like literally from day one though. All drama YouTubers. I mean, I'm just like over there. So there are certain YouTubers I look to. There's one drama YouTuber I watch because he puts a fuck ton of, because like there are, I guess to be fair, it's like at the level that he operates, it's less even drama so much as it is like niche news. Like the YouTuber's name is Mugen, and he does like a lot of like. He does a lot of like video essays going through and detailing the niche events that happen in some communities. Like he God bless his soul, he read the 1,000-page Cinder document. Levy was never really that motherfucker made a 6-hour video about the 1,000-page Cinder document. Like at that point, that's not drama, that is journalism. The gritty isn't. If you put it's over, they're cooked, they're done, just ruin their careers, guaranteed I won't be watching. To some degree, it's not like I respect the grind, because at some point you do need to engage, unfortunately, with the clickbaity nature of YouTube. And we can thank Mr. Beast for that, the fucking asshole. Where it's like, it does suck. But, like, the only way that you are going to get noticed as a content creator is to clickbait. And then there are artists who must simply stand like Utada Hikaru of Kingdom Hearts fame, who identifies as Try-By. What the fuck does that mean? There's a way to clickbait and be original. The Pyro software thing reached a point where the only thoughts were his udders are sore, it's time to move on. Well, because you have to remember, the internet is not a monolith. To some degree, everyone is inevitably going to get in. Like when the Mr. Beast shit hit the fan with Ava Chris Tyson being real fucking weird about teenagers. That was inevitably going to get covered by everyone, which means that it was going to get covered to fucking death and back. There's an entire, I can't remember the Bo Burnham song, but it's like the like at some point this one guy was doing daily videos for weeks. That's too much. That's too much. That's entirely too much. But it's the oh god, the pushback to the thing that just began. That was the line. Where like at some point, because it's not about like there are going to be people who are engaging with a topic to inform others, and I think those are the kind of content creators you should be watching. I don't necessarily agree with like Charlie on everything, Moist Critical. I don't agree with him on everything, but I do think he usually tends to be more informative, to be like, hey, this is the kind of shit you can find on the internet, be careful. Instead of just being like, hey, let's milk the fuck out of this drama for an extended period of time. I'm gonna put Pyrocynical in the dumpster for the clickbaiting slop. I'm gonna be real. I'm trying to think of what you're talking about, because like his last 4 videos have, like, okay, the one video I can think of is the video he did on Utopia, but a lot of his recent videos have just been the fucking title of the game. His video on Fear and Hunger is just Fear and Hunger. Moist Critical is one of the few base drama creators because he always keeps his takes down to earth. He's not perfect. He's not perfect by any means. I very much disagreed with, because he was one of the big defenders of like Mr. Beast on the grounds of like, oh, the guy was doing so much good, and I'm like, yeah, but it's all in service to content creation instead of like meaningfully changing the circumstances for these people. You know? It's a band-aid fix on a societal-wide problem. And to some degree, unless those problems are affecting a large enough proportion. There's some not great stuff about Pyrocynical. I know there was some drama. I want to say that like it was disproven, but I haven't followed up on that. Like the last thing I heard was like the drama was like misrepresented. But by no means have I like pursued it further. To some degree, like, because I am privy to a decent amount of shit. What is wrong with me? Why can't I fucking? I'm losing my mind because I'm trying my best to like draw fluff, and I feel like I'm making no fucking progress. This is just one of those days where it's like the line art just isn't coming to me. But no, like, here's the thing. I feel like in regards to like the Moist Critical stuff, I think it's impossible to have a take on every single topic and not... I think it's impossible to have a take on every single topic and not be wrong on occasion. You just fundamentally, at some point, you are going to misread the situation. You know, Hikey, if I have a stance or something, I'm like more likely to argue with folks I agree with than folks I disagree with. One of them being him taking Markiplier, tearing up over Iron Lungs, finally coming out and making a video titled "Iron Lungs in Serious Trouble." Welcome on to Super Zeek. People hear that a black sand beach in Iceland is gone. What do you mean gone? It just like disappeared? We agree that X person is sneaky, so but you're being more sneaky right now, so chill. A recent storm wrecked it? Oh no. That actually kind of sucks. No more black sand. I mean, I'm sure it'll come back. Or, like, show up somewhere else. Are we being focused about pirate software in the YouTube comments restored my faith in humanity, bizarrely? As someone who's had to deal with, like, narcissism for a substantial portion of my life, I wish pirate software a very get therapy and, like, actually unlearn your fucked up behavior patterns. And, like, I don't mean that judgmentally. I mean that sincerely. That's like my thing with when it comes to people who are consistently egotistical. I don't want the worst for them. I sincerely want them to become better as a person, but the kind of personalities that are severely self-obsessed aren't the kind of people who are going to like go to therapy and look at it as a means of improving yourself so much as a like basically sounding board to figure out how to turn situations from your fault to someone else's. Which, like, that sucks. Like, to some degree, there is, you know... Because it requires a really steady hand. It requires a really steady hand from a therapist to walk them through, like, hey, here's why this thought pattern is problematic. Which, to some degree, we actually kind of got to see with, like, the Dr. K stuff with pirate software, which I think was, like, genuinely fascinating as someone who did study a little bit of psychology. But it's also, like, you're not... You can't make the decision for someone to get better. That's like a thing I've talked to my therapist about a ton. Is like people don't change when they're comfortable. All you can really do is make them uncomfortable. But I do think there's a point where it goes from being uncomfortable to just a write-off as like, oh, like, especially when it comes to the internet. Like, it's like, oh, it's just blind hate because people on the internet will hate shit blindly for no reason. So like pirate software was going to get... I feel like pirate software was going to get any better after a certain point in the drama. If he has another drama, how he handles it will be telling about how he's developed. It's... Yeah, at some point, it just becomes noise. I think fundamentally, the kind of stuff that, like, meaningfully, like, convinces someone to change themselves as a person is the kind of, like, intimate personal connections that they have. The internet complaining at someone for long enough to be like, oh, go do XYZ thing is never gonna work. Because at some point, you're just a mass of voices. Humans simply aren't equipped with the understanding about each other to engage with the internet as a... Oh, welcome on in, Raiders! Good idea! For those who don't know, I'm StarkyMorph, big chaos curling internet. For I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Welcome on. How is your miniatures and models? Thank you so much for bringing over and over. But yeah, we are chilling. I am currently working on an art piece. I am currently struggling with line art because it's I'm having a bad line art day. Oh, handsome man. Yeah, it's a Hrothgar. I'm trying my best. But it is slow going. I think in part because I'm particularly chatty today. I love Hrothgar. Hrothgar are super duper fun. But you know, slow going? No. Well, no, we were just yapping about like the internet and how like humans aren't really evolved to understand and appreciate the kind of social structures, like, you know, of internet, and how it becomes easy at some point to just write off in like negative engagement as basically being hate. Like, it's at some point you're dealing with like so many people on the internet on average that you're gonna find people who agree with you and people who disagree with you. Hey, Superziak, please stop spamming the Q command. It does make it hard to engage with chat. Hey, Cameron Nerd, I like to look at bad digital bad takes just so I can feel something. The hate for digital cameras on Twitter is stupid. I think it's... I think that there is an appeal to... Like there is like an appeal to like a not a simpler, but like a form of art that like is more historied, I suppose. Oh, play with the hydrate. I actually just hydrated myself. And the stretch. It's kind of like how... It's kind of how like there's people who still listen to I'm trying to remember the name for it. It's not Acrylics, but the fucking like not CDs. What are they called? Records, I guess. Like people still listen to the vinyls, that's it. Yeah, people they still make vinyls. They like it. There are still companies that specialize in making vinyls because people like them. And you can argue over technical, like, you know, technical capabilities and be like, you know, the audio that we're getting from computers is significantly higher fidelity. It's always going to be, you know, it's always going to be demonstrably the case that like the stuff that's on vinyl is going to be lower quality. But in that is like, there's no, you know, half the time they're getting enraged over a look of how a movie, blaming digital cameras for how it was how it looks only for it to be shot on film. It's so funny. To some degree, I think there needs to be more of like embracing the imperfect. I think that's a thing that needs to happen more. Sometimes I don't care about the quality, it's about the vibe of owning it. Yeah, exactly. I own, so I have read before, there's this really, really cute series. It's two manga. It's Ramen Curry Tiger and Ramen Wolf. It's super duper cute. It's just like the day-to-day happenings of a wolf anthroman and a tiger anthroman as they go about their day eating food and stuff. And it's really, really adorable. And I read it on my computer, and I have a physical copy. And they are equivalent, to me at least. I look at them, and I'm like, these are both great. But they have, like, different appeals. They are there for different reasons in my mind. I'm just the guy who sticks around to let other folk know this person is now based. I'm still convinced that the primary reason for the resurgence in vinyl records is because it's so much harder to rip music from a record compared to a CD. Welcome on a Mulk. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. I was AFK, what were you reading? I heard Anthro Man and it caught my attention. If you've heard of ramen, curry wolf and ramen tiger. No. Fuck. Ramen wolf and curry tiger. Shit. The tiger likes curry. The wolf likes ramen. You can't see the growth arc if no one keeps an eye on it. I don't mind troubling myself with it sometimes. I would say even more than that. Even more than like seeing the progression of someone going from a beginner to a master of something. I think that there's validity in understanding and appreciating imperfection.
Rats, where the rats?
The tiger likes ramen and the wolf likes curry, but what does the goo bird like?
Men. Welcome on Cornflake Girl. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. Do they like each other? I mean, it's implied. There's only two volumes of it. Jokes aside, they're very cute. I'll have to read it later on. Yeah, no, it's adorable. And like, I read it on my computer, and I was like, because I saw them in like a bookstore, and I'm like, I kind of want to get this. And then my friend convinced me, because it's like, it's just nice to have. It's just nice to have like a little thing to be like, oh,
where the rats?
Wow, fork found in kitchen.
You asked the fucking question, Chris. You don't get to be sassy to me. Ah, yes, men, my favorite target of kendo. It didn't even do the men emote. Well, it's because he put the period after. I think it's looking for space capitalized men space. Men. I'm so dumb, period, queen. But no. Don't, like, never look to me as, like, someone who knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I will be the first to admit that I have a lot of, fuck it. I was talking earlier about, like, how I was like, oh, you know, people have opinions on things. It's impossible to have an opinion on everything and be always correct. I do that all the time. You know, it's like, I can reasonably explain where my opinion comes from, but like, that doesn't necessarily like detract from statistical averages. And so dumb, period, queen, SMH Starky, why you gotta be mean? Listen, I'm just reading chat.
Rats, where the rats?
The Beast and His Pet High School Girl is a good manga you should read, but sadly was abandoned.
The Beast and His High School Pet. I do know that there's the one that there was the one that recently got an anime. I don't remember the name of it. I do remember it being extremely horny for Moz. Horny for moths? No, Moz. M-A-W-S. Like the mouths. But aminal. Listen, I've seen a moth or two I would get horny over. There's someone out there who has a buff-ass bara mothsona, and I'm like, that's hot. I appreciate it. I don't remember their username off the top of my head. Mothrays are hot? Exactly. You get it. You understand. Also, we were talking yesterday about how my type is just my type is just puppy boy built like a brick shit house. And then I looked at one of my favorite artists, Tiger Ralph, and one of my favorite things that he did is exactly that. Is 100% puppy boy built like a brick shit house. Noted. Can be found. We've got mountains of content. Some better, some worse. If it's of interest to you, you'd be the first. Welcome to the internet. Come and take a seat. Would you like to see the news or any famous women's feet? There's no need to panic. This isn't a test. Just nod or shake your head and we'll do the rest. Welcome to the internet. What would you prefer? Would you like to fight for civil rights or tweet a racial slur? Be happy, be horny, be bursting with rage. We've got a million different ways to engage. Welcome to the internet. Put your cares aside. Here's a tip for straining pasta. Here's a 9-year-old who died. We've got movies and doctors and fantasy sports and a bunch of colored pencil drawings of all the different characters from Harry Potter fucking each other. Welcome to the internet. I'm sorry, this song activated my neurons. More. Don't act surprised, you know you like it, you whore. See a man beheaded, get offended, see a shrink, show us pictures of your children, tell us every thought you think, start a rumor, buy a broom, or send a death threat to a boomer, or DM a girl and groom, or do a zoom, or find a tumor in your... You should kill your mom. Here's why women never fuck you. Here's how you can build a bomb. Which Power Ranger are you? Take this quirky quiz. Obama sent the immigrants to vaccinate your kids. Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything, all of the time. Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything, all of the time. Matthias, when not wrestling, is absolutely puppy built like a brick shit house. I say boy because I'm non-binary. Fair enough. And puppy boy built like a butterball turkey. High school girl gets isekai into a world where humans are pets in Anthro society and gets mistaken as a stray human. And she just spoke her first word in the beast language and the series stopped being made. Also, Harry Potter's characters doing what? All the different characters from Harry Potter fucking each other. Welcome to the internet. This was catalogs, travel blogs, a chat room or two. We set our sights and spent our nights waiting for you, you, insatiable you. Mommy let you use her iPad. You were barely 2. And it did all the things we designed it to do. Now look at you. Look at you. You. Unstoppable, watchable. Your time is now. Your insides out. Honey, how you grew. And if we stick together, who knows what we'll do. It was always the plan to put the world in your hand. Ha! I'm so sorry. This song, this is my go-to karaoke song. My legs might be becoming shittily brick housed and built, but my upper body is doughy and cute. That has appeal too. Anything and everything, all of the time. Could I interest you in everything, all of the time? A little bit of everything, all of the time. Apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Anything and everything and anything and everything and anything and everything and all of the time. Very different energies to this song and the previous one. This is good art music, though, unironically. Well, Starky, this is a creative exercise. But no, going back to what I was talking about, was like something about like it's the combination of like thick ass man and then like extremely soft, gentle personality that just like it's just like it, you know. is just eager to, like, you know, like, I not be to some degree be pushed around, but like affectionate. God, wait, I'm just the one guy from fucking Secrets of the Silent Witch, aren't I? Shit. I'm the dude from the Secrets of the Silent Witch. Because his entire thing is he likes bullying strong people, and I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I sympathize deeply with this. Hell, I have a crush on a guy like that right now, but he lives on the other side of the country. Duly noted. There's no issue goggles a green screen. Yeah, it's an issue. That's an issue that unfortunately I've been unable to solve. I don't know why, because it is like it is supposed to be a thing that's like supposed to be resolved, but duly noted. I mean, there's nothing inside. Dang, Mario Paint. I had that stupid fly mini game always got me. I never actually played. I don't think I ever played Mario Paint.
Rats, rats, where the rats?
Speaking of witches, Madame Morrible, Flip it around Wicked Witch, broom emoji, magic wand emoji.
Okay, now that I've taken some time to actually like remind myself how the fuck I draw.
Rats, rats, where the rats?
Drawing, how does it work? I have no fucking clue.
Question, is it too much to ask someone in a line art stage to change a chair into something a bit more fitting to the piece? Thinking about sending a change request but don't want to seem like I'm asking for too much.
I mean, you could ask them. You can ask them and basically be like, "Hey," because it kind of depends on how they have their thing set up. Like, if they have that baked into the line art layer, then it would be a significant pain in the ass. But if they set it up so that way it's like its own layer, it would actually like it wouldn't be too bad for them to be like, okay, we'll just, you know, we'll find something slightly different. But again, it's very much the artist's choice at that point to be like, okay. Here's the message. It looks great so far. The only thing I can think of is maybe changing the chair to something a bit more nature themed, if that's not too much trouble. I mean, yeah. So just like pose it as like, hey, this I love the work so far. I would like it if you could do this, but I also understand that that is a big ask. I am requesting at a relatively late stage, so if it is too much trouble, I understand. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to shit on this song. But that was such a build-up to such a weak-ass drop. There was so much build-up, and the drop was just nothing. It threw me off so hard. Because it's not like it's bad by any means, but like it is a they got you that first time, not gonna lie. Oh, I imagine so, but like it's one of those things where it's like I was suddenly focusing on the music. And like it entered my fucking mind. I entered my mind palace. So like you see the music no longer affects me. I don't know where I'm going with that bit. Anyone who can explain, bounty on my own brain. Anyone who can explain what the fuck I was going with that, I will give I don't know. I'll give a moderately nice compliment. Frustration. I do conjure images in my mind palace. I don't actually do the mind palace stuff. I just to some degree it's a funny joke to be like, oh yes, it's like my mind palace, and then it's just pure. It's just this is my mind palace. For reference, the work in progress is the first whip I've gotten of the piece. It's the one I'm sending after stream. I mean, if it's the first work in progress you've gotten, then if they're progressing to the line art stage already, like, and they've just given you the work in progress and they haven't waited for approval, that's on them. You hit it in the walls of your mind palace so it can't hurt you. Exactly. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. My mind palace is the McDonald's play place with some lights still on. You're giving me too much credit. All of those lights are off. It's a fucking abandoned mall up in this brain space. My mind palace is a dive bar with my OCs as the only patrons. Is this the original? It actually is the original. My mind palace is. My mind palace simply is. Hrothgar line hours? It is. Welcome on, Roaring Jace. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. I'm currently losing my mind because I've forgotten how to do art. I was doing great on Monday, and then I came in today and I'm like, what if I just forgot how to fucking do art entirely? How did that happen? I store information between the very threads of information I possess, encoded to be inaccessible to even myself until I need it. Also, we're about to run our second set of 3-minute ads. We run those every hour to turn off pre-rolls. People don't have to deal with the ads as soon as they join the stream. Feel free to go grab a snack, go grab some hydration. I imagine it's something like a blank white space, like a sheet of paper, and things spawn in as I need them. I'll be honest with you, I let my subconscious do a substantial amount of my processing. I don't necessarily know if that's wise, but it definitely does a lot. Where I'll just be like, I'll just leave a problem for a bit and come back to it later, and my subconscious has figured it out. Okay, I know how to misplace a thought and find it again, so you can't get me to confess to a crime because I'll just forget. What if you forgot you were supposed to forget that crime? And so you remember the crime? I don't know. What did you do on May 21st, 2019? Here's an easy question. Where are the bodies? Where did you hide the bodies? I know you hid them. I saw it.
Rats, we're rats. We're the rats.
Holy shit, the piece is still in the sketch phase. You need to see it as I legitimately thought it was finished lineate.
Here, send it over. The bodies were baked into meat pies for illegal reasons. This is a joke. Not the surprise vor. Send it in spoil. Here. Let me check real quick. Yeah, no, that's definitely a sketch. To some degree, it's like, I think it's in part because I know what to look for. So I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a sketch. Wait, what the fuck happened? Hey, Discord, you're killing it. And by it, I mean yourself, because Discord just decided to shut down and to restart. And now there's a cog here. Cog, I said cog. Twitch.tv, Twitch.tuvalu, I said cog. Hold up, I gotta hide the cog. The surprise vor, more Demon Barber of Fleet Street. VTuber. Group. Refresh. Alright. Discord did a thing. An event has occurred at discord.discord. I don't know what the fuck happened. Something happened. Is Discord trying to implement its age? I think, to be fair, they've backed down from that a little bit. But no, because I was looking at the things Zeph sent me, and yeah, if you look at, I think, like, if you look at your talons, I think that's where the, like, it's pretty clear that it's still a yeah, because as I'm looking at this, I'm like, the talons are definitely still like a work in progress. The fingers, the finger feathers are still very much sketch. Don't get me wrong, they are a better artist than me, but like it is definitely still a sketch. It's just one that's really, really well done. I'm making a Steam group for all my Discord friends in case Discord borks itself. And while looking for the name suggestion, someone said the Arnicus Cookbook. That's possible. What is happening? Did I forget how to do art? Yes, that's the answer. You see, the answer is I forgot how to do the skill that I've been practicing for 2 fucking years. It's weird to think that I've been doing art for 2 years. Like that, I don't know. It's very surreal to think about the fact that I've been doing this for a while. I mean, it can happen, but usually as long as you still try to practice it more or less consistently, then it should come back. The thing is, I've been doing this twice a week for multiple. I've been doing this twice a week for 2 years. It's like my computer doing some weird shit fucking like reset my brain. It's like it like suddenly ejected me into like tech problem mode. I don't want to name it something cringe like Yuppa's Whatever Land as a placeholder that never gets updated. Can you imagine? Nah. Name an advice from the Fae. Drink all the shampoo in your house. There's your advice from the Fae. I love advice from the Fae energy. Advice from the Fae. Put your roll of tinfoil in the microwave. That has been your advice from the Fae. As someone suggested, Nyarlathotix, topics, which fits as I'm the crawling chaos. Can I declare myself that because mayo? What the fuck are you talking about?
Rats, where the rats?
Advice from the Fae, mix together all the chemicals under the fridge and take deep breaths of the fumes that the mixture creates.
This is a good bit. I'm glad that I brought this bit to stream. Advice from the Fae. Eat the contents from under your sink. Advice from the Fae. Turn on all the microwaves of goodwill to make all the empaths in the room throw up. That's really funny, actually. Alrighty. Alrighty. There we go. Wait, in the past stream, didn't y'all come to a conclusion that I was a Fae creature? So does that make my Fae advice actual advice from Fae? Glorp, hello? Welcome on in, Cork. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Cork, thank you for your subscription for 3 months. Enjoyed the activity and the emotes of sweet bean.
3.
I am doing art. We're doing art. We're drawing pits. We're drawing pits and pecks. The Fae would also advise us against to get rid of all of the iron entirely. Oh my god, pits. We're thriving. Advice from the Fae, you can take the spicy dog outside home with you, it's free. Is the spicy dog a coyote? The money behind their cash register at 7-Eleven is free if no one sees you take it. Yes. It's funny because there actually is like I live in the country, so like they're not quite here, but they are closer like where my friends live. Like there just is like definitely a coyote pack. They're very vocal when they're upset. I used to live in the country. Coyote foxes are all funny yip yappers. Yeah, they're very vocal, which is funny. Like, because they're also like, coyotes are they're not interested in interacting with humans. They're actually like kind of afraid of us. So like, which like fair. That's a fair response. I'm gonna be honest. I'm in the suburbs and I hear coyote all the time. Never see one though. Coyotes and bobcats would do the exact same thing where I lived growing up. Just vibe outside my window for 20 minutes, then go on about whatever they were doing. Honestly, it is really funny how they'll just do that. I respect the beat to this. I'm learning a little bit about like kind of I'm kind of experimenting with some stuff. Also, some garter snakes by my shed last summer. Don't know if they'll be back spring this. I mean, there is the eternal like where I live. There's an fucking like an eternal war to fight off the goddamn what are they called? The wasps. The wasps that show up every goddamn summer. Okay. I'm what the fuck? Was what? How did that happen? Well, I got some lines to repair. I don't know how this happened, but it sure did. What in the world is this? Happy Heartcore. Fox is still vibing in the neighborhood I live in now. One just sat on the stairs outside my apartment door and just sat out there across from me and chilled for 10 minutes before I walked to the convenience store. I do love interactions like that. Where it's just like hanging out with a wild animal for a bit. The magic and mystery of digital art. I think I still want to add the pectoral. At least the suggestion of it. Well, good morning, Maury. Glad to have you, sweet bean. There's mud wasps where I live, and the wasps themselves aren't that annoying, but I live in Georgia, and all the soil is red clay, so in the summer there's red turd shapes on stuff. Wasps are just assholes, man. They're just little fucking dicks about things. Just dicks. Who's been drawing dicks? Bill Wirtz is kind of a bang. Like he's a great artist. I actually feel like really proud of how this is coming out. There's definitely some issues with it, but I'm like I think I overcooked on some of some of the fabric a little bit, but okay, I am seeing some issues for sure. Like, I think this would actually kind of be like up here. Thanks for the random Chaka Khan shout out, Bill. Okay. Yeah, it's SSR and it's notably Spotify. It is not YouTube. Although I probably need to set up an alternative. I was sick of Nightbot constantly just being issues. Okay. The Top Gear 3000 title screen is a hell of a pull. Okay. Okay, so he does have there is claws. Hrothgars have claws. Okay, I'm thinking. Okay, so the thumb would basically be facing towards. It's an underrated classic. This is something I should have figured out in the sketch layer. But we're here, so, like... Claws kind of have, like... So front-facing claws kind of just do, like, a teardrop-style shape. Now I'm thinking about, like, the logistics. It's kind of like this. Hrothgar blacksmiths are also manufacturing unexpected things according to the internet. I mean, you know, if you're gonna make it anyways, you might as well bottle up the sweat byproduct and sell it to people. I mean, what? Chat, would you buy Hrothgar blacksmith sweat? And don't lie to me and yourself. Hrothgars make condoms? Nar. I like a showered man. Fair enough. I have to like think. I'm cooking. I'm cooking about like where my thumb is placed. Something like that. Oh God, why are tans? The fucked up thing is I've only done the outlining. I need to figure out how to do like detailing stuff as well. So I just realized, because if I think about like, that wouldn't be where the lip is. The philtrum would be here. This will be a long project. I'm not gonna be like giga detailed, but I do want to kind of like try to fill in some of the space. What's wild is like I don't get how people can just like figure out like the detail and space filling stuff they want to put in like in advance. Like how do you just know? I guess the answer is like just like a lot of practice. It's practice, yeah. Also, the imagination factor, and a lot of artists go through a lot of sketching to get that what they want before finalizing design. It's yes, because like to some degree, I'm like this stuff like this adds a little texture that I want to start adding to my work. Just like a little bit. Fluffy, welcome on, Mortigress. Good to have you, Sweet Bean. If memory serves, you're also an artist, correct? I'm trying my best. I am riding the struggle bus of trying to do the arts. Because like to some degree, it's weird being in the furry fandom at times because it's like correct, enjoy the struggle. Because to some degree, I'm like I can't remember who is and who isn't an artist sometimes. But yeah, I'll probably be hopping on VR chat here in a little bit. Because like, and the fucked up thing is, what makes it extra hard is there'll be people who's like, no, I'm not an artist, and then they'll do some shit like, oh yeah, no, like I make 3D models. It's like I'm not an artist. I just make music. And like, motherfucker, that is art. I'm not an artist. I just write shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Right? It's like that all of that is art. It is artistic expression. I acknowledge that I'm an artist, even if I don't think I'm particularly good. But also that is every artist.
Rats.
I'm not an artist.
Where the rats?
Today I've been more attached to ginger than mayo, but found a way to eat both.
Cork, you literally make 3D models. Don't force me to at you. That'd be silly. It's like it is kind of funny because I have stumbled upon many a person's FA, so you know, it is funny stumbling upon their like Fur Affinity account and being like, oh, that's what you're into. Noted. Is it art to put Sans eyes on Starky's profile picture? No, that is the opposite of art. Oh, come on, install this. Oh yeah, Drew close again. Want to see? Go for it. Although I might not check it because I do want to try to like get the bulk of the lining done here until so I might not check it until after stream. All right. I am mad because my line, the fact that I'm giving it active consideration means that it will improve, but my line work is still not consistent. This is the kind of thing that will improve as time goes on. But currently it is very inconsistent in a way that I am annoyed by. Yo, is this fucking auto? I was supposed to say, like, yeah, this is. My favorite thing to eat on Biscoff bread is Biscoff's bread. Thank you for that information. Brandon never stopped feeling like it's inconsistent. Oh god, that's something that's specifically. Oh no. Oh god, no. Oh fuck. That would actually hurt to read. Christ. Lord. Okay, so I probably should, because the pauldrons are. We got hand wrappings. Oh fuck. Because that would be on his left arm. I biffed it. I feel like I'm wholly inconsistent as the I feel like I'm wholly inconsistent. Striker, was that a D4 or a D6? A D6 of what? Like mental damage? That was definitely a D6 of mental damage. Although I haven't done that many renders lately, been so busy with no avatar, but it's finally done it now. Heck yeah. There's time to chat. No, we're not bullying me. I refuse. Because this is going to pull this in slightly. Because this is a bandage compression. So it's wrapping and pushing the corresponding things out. I'm mad that I missed this. Oh, it's been a hot minute. How's your brain cells at the moment, Starky? Deep fried. Deep fried. Think of the save reminder. It's actually good. I've not saved in like an hour. That was a good reminder. Their artistic process is just such a fucking it's just such a struggle, man. Remember, if you want to bully Starky, telling him compliments since he's been in fight or flight mode. I'm in fact a flightless bird. I will pull out the gun. That's not fair. Starky can canonically fly. I'm basically saying fuck it, and I'm just making a really cheap. Because that is supposed to be like a compression. So your skills are. Costly, I will fucking time you out. No! I don't care if I have to remod you. Oh, it looks like ass. Oh, it looks like ass. Fuck, man. It's fine. It's not. Just throw away and start it all over again. Yep, yeah, all right, new canvas. Starting fresh. No, I can fix this. I think it's the juxtaposition of the inconsistent line weights. Yeah, Starky, welcome on, Andy. Glad to have you, Sweet Bean. That pretty good? I'm currently fucking losing my mind. There we go. That's a lot less noticeable. That's a lot better. Oh my god. All right, we just need to add like the knot. Get your mind out of the gutter. There we go. That's workable at least. The fucked up thing is I still have to do like I still have to. I mean, okay, I can get away with hiding the other one because it's behind the head, but carrots and broccoli with ginger and garlic was missing something, so I hit it with mayo and cheese because I'm gonna need to figure out what I did wrong. I mean, you're missing probably soy sauce because soy sauce and mirin, and that's basically just like a teriyaki. I'm not saying that just to bully you. By the way, your journey makes art look approachable. I am genuinely glad though that like watching my art journey has made has to some degree like kind of demystified the experience of like. Also, I think I realized that this pit would actually be kind of hidden behind the pectoral. Like this pit hair would to some degree be hidden behind the pectoral muscle. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, something about this felt wrong. It's because this pec looked so much thinner than the other one. Soy sauce was probably the right call, Yi. Because I was like, yeah, I was listening to you describe it. I'm just like, that's just the crux of like that's basically just teriyaki. Of course, you added mayo. Yeah, mayo's not a fix-all. I know you don't believe that, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of down mood today. The rest of my stream tomorrow. You're gonna do great. So the big thing, as I get nervous about stream all the time. I won't lie, like just worried if anyone will show up. Unfortunately, I will be busy tomorrow because I will be away from my house. I've been kind of kidnapped for a family-ish visit to, you know what, fuck it. It's a family visit to IKEA. Also, I think if I think about this, so unfortunately I will be preoccupied, but the big thing is just so long as you have fun, you're gonna as long as you're having a good time with yourself, then like you've already succeeded at streaming. There we go. Even if nobody shows up, even if nobody shows up. I mean, okay, I had pretty low numbers when I was rating out yesterday, and I felt crummy about it, but I also had to remind myself is like, it's not no matter how big you get, you always low numbers. I mean, for me, it was like 11. I think was when I was rating out with, which is less than a third of what I usually get. Like, and I know that that's still like big for a bunch of people. I rated out with 5 last night. But you're also like, it anime Dvorak. But no, it's like, how does it like compare to your average? I think is the big thing. It's just like contextualizing it against your experience with streams. And like, despite the fact that I had relatively low numbers, it's low for me. That's fair. I honestly, here's the thing. It is like a holiday weekend. So like, especially during holiday weekends, I usually have 8 to 10 at the end. Numbers fluctuate. That's it. Like it to some degree. I'm by no means am I like trying to minimize to say like it's not as bad as it seems. But those bad days will happen. And that's okay. You got to pick yourself up and you got to come back to stream the next day and say, hey, I'm going to have fun with it. And to be honest with you, I had fun with stream today. I'm glad I streamed, even if part of me did come into this with a little bit of anxiety about the numbers. Streaming is by no means... I think the big thing is, like, streaming is not, like, emotionally free. I think like, because it is so much of, like, putting yourself... My anxiety is telling you, what about Occam's razor? What if none of these factors matter? What if you just suck? The currently most watched VTuber is a fucking annoying orange-ass peanut. It doesn't matter. He's popular, but he's not a good person. And his content isn't entertaining for me. Because it's not for me. It's why you gotta make the content for yourself. If you don't try, you won't have the number. Yeah. Like, the fact of the matter, the numbers are important because to some degree they're the only measure we get for how people engage with the stuff that we do. Sorry for the sad talk. It happens. I think it is an earnest and worthwhile discussion to be had because it is something that isn't really engaged with a lot in the general discourse of being a streamer. But like, what's your favorite candy bar? This actually, do I have one? You know what? Actually, I do. It's Heath. I prefer like fruit flavored sweets, but I do like a Heath bar. But no, like, I think like, because like if you like started streaming tomorrow and then you had 1,000 people, like 1,000 verifiable, demonstrable proof, like they exist people, they're not bots, but none of them interacted, I don't really think you would feel that much different. Sure, you would be like, what the fuck is happening when you rate it out, but like, My activity here more so reflects how I'm doing rather than how Stark is doing. Stark streams are always great. Exactly. I mean, I sincerely appreciate that compliment, even if even if I think my streams are just like, I don't know, they're just me fucking around. I think because to some degree, Twitch tries to be a media platform, but I think it's better as a social media platform. And you've made friends on Twitch. You're friends with Poppin. I know you show up in a bunch of places. You've made friends on Twitch, so you've won Twitch. It's just I do yes, then hey, take that win. I think I made a lot of friends on here. I think that is like, in my opinion, the metric by which to scale and understand and appreciate your Twitch journey. And I think that's kind of why I tend to gravitate. I personally gravitate towards smaller streamers. I think for me, like, my preferred comfort spot is hanging out in streams that have like usually like 20 to 60. It's like people who like are down to have a conversation, but like if I have to drop out because something happened, I don't have to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be right back. Oh, so I'm too small? No. It's just so I'm coming to a specific thought where I'm like, I want to be able to have a conversation, but I don't want to feel obligated to carry it on. For me, it's like, it's weird. Because it's like, I guess obligation isn't correct, but it's more like, if I need to drop, because like I'm working, or like I got a call for something. Yeah, it still is. It's kind of like unrelated. Please stay on topic. It's like stuff happens and I will need to drop suddenly. And for smaller streams, I feel guilty because I like the thought of like, okay, I'm having a conversation and I need to get pulled away for a thing. It feels shitty. Because I'm like, I don't want like the streamer to be like, to have no one to engage with. It's the kind of balance that isn't easy. And to some degree, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I like being a face, but I don't like being the only face. It's so like, I actually struggle I struggle deeply with one-on-one conversations. Where like, I feel like I need to put on a show and be like entertaining. And I think to some degree that's part of why streaming came a little bit more naturally to me. As a person, not in comparison to another person, but like, I talk to myself a lot. I struggle one-on-one because for me, I feel like I'm constantly needing to like maintain a conversation, even if that's not necessarily what's being like, it's not necessarily what the situation calls for. Like, there are times where like I'll stream art and chat will be chill because they're just watching me work on art, and I'm like, I'll be yapping to myself because it's an anxiety response. Where I'm like, I feel like I need to have that like engage, like I need to engage with some amount of auditory processing to feel like comfortable. And so like streams where I'm the only person talking can be a little bit like anxiety inducing. But for some people, that's big game. They're excited about that prospect. And the best way to meet those kinds of people is just to continue socializing. I want to start streaming at some point, but I never know what to do because I don't play games or do art. I mean, what do you do in your free time? If you paint miniatures, put together Legos, like, there's a category for everything. There's someone who's there's a streamer out there who's just an old grandma who loves doing puzzles, and her channel name is literally I Love Puzzles. And she's very, very sweet and adorable. And like the times I've been there, like, you can literally just talk, no joke. That's weird. Yeah, like you were talking to Matthias. It's like, yeah, you could just talk. That is a thing you can just do. You can just talk. Like the just chatting is like the most popular category, where like you're getting up on a stage and doing not quite like it's not quite like stand up or like crowd work, but it's just like interacting with people and socializing, and that is the most popular category on Twitch by like a substantial amount, by the way. It's like just chatting like averages like I want to say like 500,000 people, and then like the next biggest game is like League of Legends, I think. I'm not sure if it still is, but it's got like 250,000. Like it's like half the size on this gaming website. And I think to some degree, like one of my biggest frustrations with Twitch is that they do treat it like a platform, like a media platform, as opposed to a social media platform. Because like I think the magic of Twitch comes in the ability to socialize and make friends and talk to people. About watching wrestling on stream and finding Twitch friends to play Magic on Tabletop Simp. I almost said simp. But no, like, hey, you could absolutely just do that. And like it doesn't I couldn't tell you if like that kind of stream will bring in a ton of viewers, because I don't know what the fuck viewers want. I'll be honest. I appreciate the people who hang out here, but like I'm just being me, and I guess that draws people. Cause like back from food. Welcome back, Werebear. What have you, sweet bean? I'm doing the struggle bus, but I'm making progress. He's just quirky like that. I mean, to some degree, you're not even kidding. Like it does feel like it's like, oh, quirky bird. I think the biggest thing with Twitch is that it, as a platform, discovery on Twitch is bad. It just like is one of the worst platforms to grow on. So you're kind of stuck on like either like befriending people who are big, which like that's a whole thing, because a lot of those people are like going to be apprehensive about people approaching them out of the blue, or you're gonna have to grow on another platform and then convince those people to give Twitch a try. I personally am going with the latter strategy, which is why I'm gonna like, you know, it's kind of why I picked up art, because like stuff like art is better for like image sharing websites, which I'm gonna be honest with you, I think of Twitter and Blue Sky as being more about image sharing. Like when I think of those platforms, I think of any thoughts on Tumblr? No. I'll be honest with you, I'm still amazed Tumblr exists. Like that feels like a platform that's like it's like a you know, it's like a living fossil of simpler times. Texts are better for Tumblr. Any thoughts in general in your head? I have none. Yeah, same bestie. Like when it comes to socializing, one-on-one convos are easier, because in group convos, sometimes I've gotten everyone angry at one of my takes when able to manage being asked to engage at all angles at the same time. I mean, to some degree, that's one of those situations where you're just like, hey, I'm gonna need to take a step back because like this is overwhelming, and then, you know, but also it's hard to like build up the confidence to do that like in social settings. I think in social settings, it's like it's better for me to understand the vibe. I think that's the reason why like I tend to like with multi-person social settings, I understand the vibe easier, because I can look at how everyone else is interacting and engaging, and I can be like, hey, I could be like, hey, okay, this kind of behavior is acceptable here. Welcome on, sign up. Glad to have you, sweet bean. Every time I hear Tumblr, I think of the drink tumbler. But no, like And yeah, like we you know, I'm no stranger to giving friends shit over dumb stuff they say, as Cam Cool can attest. Also, we're about to run our last of 3-minute ads. We run those every other turn of pre-rolls. People don't have to deal with the ads as soon as they join the stream. Thanks to the talk, Starky. I understand. I'm gonna get dinner. Hopefully, it's been like enlightening. I understand that like my experience is gonna be somewhat alien, in part because I had a relatively easy start, but just keep being you and keep socializing, and I think you'll do great. Here, the queue is wrapping up. I'm just gonna try my best to do with the tier list tomorrow. That's all you can do. And no matter what happens, so long as you're able to go live, you've won. And I'm proud of you for that. Here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off song request real quick. Because I think we are at the point where maybe the stretch, hydrate, and save. Again, I just hope I won't be alone in doing it. If you're still live by the time I get home, I will be sure to stop by. Admittedly, I will probably be getting home kind of late, but yeah. Until then, go get some food and just reset and take a breather. I know some weekends are just bad. Yeah, there are just times where it's bad for streaming. I like right now if I call MCF. Yeah, MCFCs. Oh, that would actually explain a lot. That would explain a lot about about why I was having like disproportionately low numbers yesterday. Next week is NFC and MFC. Yeah. It's like to some degree, like if you have like an audience in a specific location, they, you know. Okay. But yeah, let's see. Because the other shoulder pad of fluff is going to be hidden behind the head. Here. We do have the hand wrapping still. Which I feel like a little bit of a doofus. Oh, it's cow patterned. Shit. Some of it have happened in bad faith, I mean, so I just have some people do, some degree of clownish just at the tone before people can bite my head off. Yeah, and I think to some degree that's like, you know, it's like there is like a little bit of like apprehension, I suppose, in how like how neurospicy I can be in specific groups until like I, you know. And to some degree, that's like I test the water. I appreciate people who are willing to just be like, hey, I'm gonna rip off the bandage. We're friends. You don't gotta worry about me judging you. Like, if people who are able to do that, I sincerely appreciate, but like. I think I had the drive to mod because sometimes sometimes a mod got personal about things in a way that was unpleasant. Yeah, that's weird. To be fair, there was that incident recently with the Reddit mod who got real mad that he felt like he wasn't being appreciated, and it turned into a full fucking thing. That situation was wild, actually. Okay. It's wrapped around the wrist. Kelsey is clearly a troll and y'all fell for it, but if he says anything, we ban him. Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like, it is frustrating when, like, people take their, like... when people... Like, okay, there are people that I do not like, and as a mod, it is important for me to acknowledge when those people are present, and acknowledge the fact that I, as a mod, should not use my power to moderate them and leave that to the other mods who are able to take a unbiased look at their behavior. Like, I think I'm aware that, like, I am coming at those people with a intrinsic bias. So when they are present in environments that I am in, I just leave it to other mods to be like, hey, you guys are going to be impartial. And there are times where, like, I will need to be the impartial one. You know, there'll be times where it's like, okay, you know, this person has done this really shitty thing to another, like, moderator. I'm aware of it, so, like, I will be the impartial observer to make sure that their behavior isn't above, you know, isn't outside of the line. I think I do think to some degree though that like that intrinsically comes with the like knowledge and experience that comes with being like a actually like proper and respectful mod, but isn't necessarily always a given. Skills are learned. Exactly. I guess the big thing is like some people have no interest in learning that kind of skill. Like the ability to like engage with something as like a, you know, like, you know, some people look at it as like, oh, you know, I know what you know, they look at the behavior and are like, even though they haven't broken a rule yet, they'll still preemptively ban someone from like a space that they, you know, they'll make their like personal beef like the you know, the streamer that they're moderating's problem. And when that happens, it's fucking awful for everyone. My opinion matters that if I blocked a motherfucker, I don't want to know when said motherfucker is in the chat. So even if I'm a mod, Twitch allow other mods to take care of this little shit instead of me giving click here to show blocked user. Yeah. Yeah. It would be nice. It is annoying how it's like you have to block someone so that way you don't see them in your recommended. I would rather just like ban them in my chat and then not interact with them at all, but like if you're gonna force me to block them, I will. But no. I think this is a good place to stop as we managed to finish up the line art. Like the reasoning, but if I block them, it's for a reason. Yeah. But no. I think all things considered, I think I'll probably start working on coloring, and then I might try and render. They gave the equivalent of like 600. Yeah, I'll probably try and render this. I think character growth, because I went back to one of those spaces and got the mods to understand I appreciate you ending the convo, but you making me out as an actor is messed up rather than being driven. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there are times where people who hurt you will grow and realize that they fucked up. And in those situations, I've been in that situation before, and I accepted the sorry. Like, I was able to accept the apology, and I sincerely appreciate them for apologizing. It doesn't necessarily, like, forgive what they did. Like, there's still a process of healing and unlearning, but, like, it is a meaningful step, and definitely appreciated. Yay, rendering. I'm gonna figure out how to render. I'm gonna die. Alright. But thank you for hanging out. Let's see. I might write it over to a certain Fox Thief, because I know it is. There's a bunch of people who are like celebrating, you know, some variety of stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna check to see if Bran is live, because it is his. He is still live. He's gonna go for 12 hours. How long has he been live? 11 hours. We can stop by. Oh wait, no, hold up. Tiger is still live. We're raiding over to Tiger Fighter. I love her. I love Tiger. Welcome on in, Dupe. What are you, sweet bean? Let me get a crafty shout out for Dupe real quick. But welcome on in. I just tried to inhale sour dust. Don't do that. That's not smart. But yeah, we're gonna raid over to Tiger. Tiger is a very, very sweet. Nope. Thank you. I'm glad that was an invalid name. I accidentally typed Tiger Fur. Tiger Fur? Tiger Furry. There we go. I almost just fucking retyped. Okay, something genuinely is wrong with my brain. But if this is your first time here, I'm StarkyMorph, big AKS Curry Internet, where I stream live every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 10 p.m. EST. Mostly I play indie games. However, for the last 2 years, I've been learning art. So if you'd like to see more of what you saw today, feel free to drop a follow here, as well as to go follow over on Blue Sky, as that will be where I'm going to post the art when it is done. General ramblings, updates for the video essay, food pictures, all the good stuff. I got a YouTube link to catch from the VODs there to see my artistic journey from day one as well. Like there are a couple of VODs missing because I was trying to get you know, I was trying to edit the VODs, and then it ended up being like way too much work. So I was like, shit. And then some of them ended up like being sent to the void forever. But that it'd be how it be, unfortunately. Also, we have a coffee sponsor if you'd like to pick up some Dragon Roast coffee. Discount code StarkyMorph to get 10% off. Help support the stream. We got a YouTube we got the YouTube, and then of course we got a Discord if you'd like to pop in there, settle Sweet Beans, see the current content Sweet Beans post. And you know, if Discord shits itself inside out and I need to move over, I will probably post the link there as well. I'll probably post the link over to like, it'll probably be like a Telegram group chat at that point. Not a group chat, but like a server. I don't know. Telegram, I'm still not 100% sure, but you know, we vibe. Anyways, I love you guys to bits. Go wish Tiger